Hello and welcome to our Floyd Insider Halloween special. I'm Ryan Miller.
And I'm Ava Fraley.
It's currently my favorite time of year, fall. Seeing the leaves change color in the cool wind, it's a feeling like no other.
Along with the weather, there's tons of activities to do, like costumes, hayrides, decorating, and my personal favorite, pumpkin painting. Coming up, we have a fashion show you'll never forget, and pets that will make you jump out of your seat.
Don't want a costume that'll break the bank? We're here to find you some that won't.
All right, one person that I personally love is Elle Woods. So anything that's pink just catches my eye. And I think this would be absolutely perfect for an Elle Woods costume, and it is less than $9.
Now a costume for you dudes out there. Now I know not all of us are inspired by that Elle Goods, so I'll find one that we'll all like. Now, I don't know about Elle Goods, but you know who I do know? Mr. Worldwide himself. And this shirt reminds me perfectly of him. If you want to replicate the life of Mr. 305, this is the shirt for you. And it's only $5.
All right, now if you would like to become part of that world and you have a younger one who loves Disney princesses, Goodwill has an Ariel costume for only $4.99. And there is also a Tinkerbell costume that comes with wings.
I got another one for the furry friends out there. If you want to become a minion from Despicable Me 1, 2, 3, or Minions, you can do that. This one's for the puppers.
All right, now if you're one who is into U.S. history, Goodwill has its very own George Washington costume for less than $5. It's a good find.
Boo! If you want to be the classic bedsheet ghost, they've got something for you too. You can get this white bedsheet for only $9. That's a steal if you ask me. That's gonna make you the most beautiful ghost in town.
If you would like to dress up as a cowgirl, there are some cheap solutions at Goodwill. Here we found this flannel. This flannel is less than $5. We got some jeans, staple for a cowgirl. These are less than $8. And to top it all off, we got cowgirl boots. These are perfect and they're so cheap, and you'll probably never wear them again past the costume, so save the money.
Well, that's all the costumes we've got for now, but I've got one for me, and my partner's got one for her, and for $7.47, that's a steal.
You can't have Halloween without talking about the costumes. Dressing up as someone else for a day is one of the best parts of the spooky season. To show this, we've brought in 5 models to help us decide the best costume for any Halloween event.
We've also brought in 3 judges, myself, my co-host Ava, and fashion critic Miss Vicky.
Now to start off the show, we have Sophie Woodward as everyone's favorite fairy princess. Okay, so I really like the little hat we've got going there.
Nice crown.
Yes,
Yeah,
her
the
wreath.
feather crown.
Her wreath.
Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful. I think that it's very fashionable for her costume. I think maybe shoes could have been more appropriate.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Yes.
agree.
Footwear is
I think
always
she did a
something
really
you
good
gotta
job.
remember.
I love your braids too. Your hair's really cute.
Yes.
Yes, it's very appropriate.
Next up, let's take a trip to the dark side and welcome James Duff as a Sith warrior.
Okay, Star Wars is always popular.
Yeah, Star Wars is always
Yes.
popular.
You can't really go wrong with Star Wars.
I think we need to talk with him about coming to the good side, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, we want holiness and happiness in the world, not mean.
Of
Yes.
course.
Yes, but it's a good costume.
Yeah, and
The
plus
hood
like
kids
the
will
adds a
lightsaber.
nice touch. I like the hood.
Yes, good job. I give him an 8 or a 9. You think?
Yeah.
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 Now, here to serve us a treat, we have Abby Berger as a Boo-rista.
Okay, I love the name of this.
I'm always
I
good
like
puns,
this.
really nice.
I'm gonna give her a 10 for originality.
Yeah, that's
That's
a good score.
pretty good job.
I'm gonna give a 9, but
Yeah.
And yet they'll still probably get the name wrong in the cup.
To add a little more face
Yep.
makeup, and you've got a great costume there.
Finally, to end the show off with a bang, let's turn up the heat for Molly Spitznagel, punk rocker.
Very appropriate. Poor girl, we're gonna have to help her get some new stockings, though.
yeah, those are very
I feel so
ripped.
bad for her.
I
Good
like the
job.
edgy style though.
Yes.
And the
spiky
shoes go
heel.
with it. The shoes go
Yep,
with it.
shoes are great. Great. Good job, Molly.
So, Miss Vicki, who do you declare the winner?
Oh, gee, I kind of like the barista. I think that was very original. And I think I think if you were going to a party and you put a lot of extra makeup on, you know, the gruesome makeup stuff,
gosh,
that would be good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. Now
Well, thank
let's
you
give
for
a-
having me.
Let's give a big hand to all of our models.
Yay. Good job, guys.
That's the end of our fashion show. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for some pumpkin painting and the fright of a lifetime.
Tonight we're here at one of Louisville's finest attractions, the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. I'm here taking a spooky journey through the woods admiring thousands of lit up jack-o'-lanterns. Let's have a look. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular is Louisville's largest Halloween festival, bringing in 96,000 guests per year. Over 35 professional artists are hired to create hundreds of detailed jack-o'-lanterns for the event. But what exactly should we expect to see on our spooky journey?
The path is about 1/3 of a mile long trail in the woods. There are 5,000 pumpkins back in the trees. They're up in the trees, up high. They're in the background. They're all around with amongst lots of props and lasers and lights and effects.
The trail showcases themed segments with all sorts of jack-o'-lantern displayed, but the ones that especially catch your eye are the ones with detailed pictures carved into the skins of the pumpkin.
You have what we call the intricates. Those are the approximately 100-pound or so pumpkins. There's 111 of them that line the trail, and they have the large intricate artwork.
Each intricate pumpkin is carved very precisely to create amazing designs to be displayed. Artists spent hours planning and perfecting their work. We took a behind-the-scenes look with artist Lennon Mikowski to see exactly how they create their masterpieces.
We'll pick the imagery and then walk around to the different size pumpkins, try to pick out one that fits with that image, go back, draw on it, and a lot of times we'll get kind of the general gist of it. We'll then start filling in all the darks and the different value range. Afterwards, we start carving back a little bit. Now, we don't go very far into the pumpkin. We leave that so that when it's lit up from behind, it will end up glowing and you don't see that light source. It just looks like a bulb.
Today's the last day you can attend the event, so if you haven't seen it for yourself, I definitely recommend it. To learn more information or to purchase tickets online, you can visit jackolanternslouisville.org.
From pumpkin pie to jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins are an iconic staple of the autumn season. These classic decorations are possibly the highlight of Halloween.
And to show us how to make a pumpkin that will make your Halloween brighter than any other, let's welcome painting prodigy Jackson Carter.
So we just saw a jack-o'-lantern spectacular, and I'm not feeling quite up to carving a pumpkin. So Jackson, what advice would you have if I wanted to paint one?
I would recommend that you stay within your skill level. You paint something cute and fun for all ages. It's going to be posed on a doorstep for all the trick-or-treaters to see.
Well, let's paint some pumpkins, shall we?
Okay.
What do you think you're gonna put on yours?
I love spiders. I'm a huge fan of insects, so I think I'm going to draw a cute little spider on my pumpkin.
It will be very spooky for the Halloween
No.
season.
Very, very
No, it will be
festive.
very loving. Nice.
A living spider.
Yeah.
What did you want to do with your pumpkin?
I prefer to just let the paint guide me as I go. You know, I see myself as sort of a medium, and I just let the art flow through me. So I guess we'll see where I end up.
Okay, that's honestly a good way to look at it, since this is supposed to be like fun and
Right.
not stressful. Yeah, I'm looking at these white eyes I got going on here.
No, it's so you.
For sure. What tips do you have for anybody that's wanting to pursue art as a career?
Find a niche that you can really excel at. I think that's one of the most important things is like, don't sort of force yourself to conform to what you think other people are doing. Don't like force yourself into concept art or into animation just because that's what your peers are doing. You definitely want to find something that you're able to sort of excel at and like bring something new to the art space.
That's really good advice, actually.
Thank you.
Okay, that actually looks really pretty so far.
Don't
So-
lie. Do not lie.
I'm not lying.
She's
That's really
ugly.
pretty so far.
So ugly. I need to like give it with big, scary red eyes. Oh no. I smushed an eye. We're gonna pretend that eye. She's gonna wear sunglasses actually.
Well, it's kind of hard to get little details on a pumpkin.
Yeah, they're very oddly shaped. It's like a tumor. It's like drawing on a tumor.
Well, this has been a very informative segment. Thank you so much for coming on.
We do have to do a dramatic reveal, though.
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay, yes.
Oh, no. I kind of want him to stay hidden.
Shall we? 3, 2, 1.
Okay. It's
This is
a
so-
spider on a web. I think ours go really well together.
Yeah, with the red and blue.
Yours is really good too.
No,
Yeah, I really like
you.
your FC logo. Very school-spirited.
Gosh.
Well, thank you so much for showing us how to paint on pumpkins. I think you've definitely outdone me, at least. I will be the first to admit.
Oh no.
I really
Have
like
some
your
self-respect.
spider. So just thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been so nice.
Haunted houses aren't the only spooky thing this season. Joining us now is Mr. Goforth with what many would consider a spooky pet. So tell us a little bit about Frankie here.
Well, Frankie is a 3-year-old ball python, and he's a very fun snake. He's a bit intimidating looking by his markings and his maybe his head shape, but he's actually very friendly. And what he prefers to do most times is actually just curl up in a ball and hide in waiting for something tasty to walk along that he can ambush and eat.
So have you always liked snakes since you were young?
I have. My first pet snake, I was about 19 years old. I got a pet snake, a corn snake. It was an orange and white creamsicle corn snake. And I actually took it to a Halloween event to share with a kids program at Halloween. So it was kind of neat to be able to educate about snakes, and that kind of got me into thinking about maybe going into teaching or working in a nature center, and actually went on to work at a nature center with snakes, and then here I am teaching now and keeping snakes in my classroom, so it's all kind of worked out.
Yeah. Now, there are a lot of misconceptions about snakes. What would you say to someone who is hesitant around them?
I understand why people are definitely scared of snakes or maybe get a little freaked out when they see them in the wild. I'm not a big fan of approaching snakes in the wild. They kind of scare me. They're a little bit unpredictable in the wild, so I tend to leave them alone. But pet snakes, like ball pythons and corn snakes, they tend to be a little bit more calm, laid back, easy to handle. So I would say, for the most part, I think pet snakes are nothing to be scared of, and most of my students find that out pretty quickly when they get their first experience, chance to hold one or see one up close.
So what advice would you have for someone who's considering getting a pet snake?
I would probably recommend not spending too much money on fancy snakes, because a lot of ball pythons like this you see in pet stores will be anywhere from $300 to $500 because of their morph, their color morph. This one for me only cost about $70. I bought it just after it had hatched, so it was very small, very young, and I think they're really easy to keep. What I like about reptiles and snakes in general is, or snakes specifically, is that they really don't require a lot of food or daily maintenance. So you can really just sort of check in on them weekly or a couple times a week, and they kind of tend to be in pretty good shape as long as they have a warm spot and a cool spot and a weekly meal. This guy eats 1 mouse every week, and he's pretty satisfied with that. I could probably try to feed him more than that, but it wouldn't be necessary.
Now, is Frankie the only snake you have?
So I also have a corn snake in my classroom, and that corn snake is about 10 years old. It's a little bit longer than the ball python, but it's actually skinnier. He's really thick. He's a girthy snake. So he's very strong, but they both eat just 1 mouse a week.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us your expertise.
Yeah, glad to be here.
If you wish to visit these spooky pets, you can find them anytime in room D101, where most students are enrolled in Floyd Central's biology course. We'll be right back after this break.
From eerie costumes, incredible scares, or the frightening creatures that lurk about, it seems there's a lot to cherish every October 31st. I'm Ava Fraley.
And I'm Ryan Miller. Thanks for giving Floyd Insider a watch, and we hope you have a spooktacular Halloween.